Hello, my name's Kip Keen. I'm a Platts reporter on the metals and mining beat. We're here today to talk about what's at stake for North American metals and broader trade with the upcoming USMCA review. What was supposed to be a routine check-in on North American markets and trade is shaping up to be anything but. This July, the United States, Canada, and Mexico are set to formally review the US-Mexico-Canada Agreement, or USMCA, the trade deal that replaced NAFTA back in 2020. Under the deal's terms, all three countries must agree if they want to keep it going. For the metals and mining sector, among other industries, the stakes are high. Canada and Mexico are crucial suppliers of U.S. imports, many of which are USMCA compliant and face low to no tariffs if they are not subject to separate sectoral duties. Canada alone supplies about 70% of U.S. primary aluminum imports. And the two countries together, Canada and Mexico, account for more than 90% of total U.S. steel exports. These supply chains and others, like the energy and automotive sectors, have long been tightly knit together. But the review could disrupt all that. Trade experts we spoke with say President Trump sees the process as a chance to rewrite the rules or even go it alone. To him, this does not appear to be a rubber stamping exercise. Among possible tweaks, the US could push for tougher rules of origin, which determine how much of a product has to be made in North America to qualify for duty-free treatment. Any changes there could have big implications for supply chains. US industry groups are also looking for stricter melt and pour rules for steel and aluminum in a stated effort to stem possible transshipment. That is, shut out foreign metal from sneaking in through the back door into North American markets. And there's a worst case scenario on the table, a full US exit from the agreement. That would expose Canadian and Mexican goods to punishing tariffs currently in the double digits that so far have been avoided through USMCA compliance. One trade expert we spoke with called it a real possibility. Meanwhile, Canada and Mexico are on the defense. In a notable development this month, the two countries launched a new bilateral economic initiative looking to deepen their economic ties. They're coordinating on critical minerals, energy, etc., perhaps signaling they're not so willing to simply absorb whatever terms Washington puts on the table. But of course, there's no replacing the US in terms of market size and proximity for Canada and Mexico. To some degree, geography is destiny. Experts we talked to tentatively think a full US exit is unlikely, partly because Trump's approval rating has dropped during his first year of his second term, and Republicans face midterm elections in November. One possible outcome, they say, is delay, kicking hard decisions down the road to 2027. This could set off annual reviews of the USMCA, which could cloud trade policies year after year after year. And now, with the recent Supreme Court decision against the Trump administration's reciprocal tariffs, the negotiations become all the more important as Canada and Mexico look to preserve low to no duty trade without completely unraveling close-knit North American markets. That's it for me today. Thanks for watching. For more energy and metals content, stay tuned to S&P Global Energy Red Thread.